Through trade, tourism, and foreign direct investments, the Philippines' development was aided by the United States' strong bilateral relations with the country for more than a century. I'll show you some of the observable benefits of this century-long partnership in today's video, along with the extent to which the U.S. is prepared to support the Philippine economy. Without further ado, let's get started. Due to its size and worldwide connections, developments in the U.S. economy will undoubtedly have a significant impact on the world economy. With almost a third of the world's stock market value and about 22% of global output, the United States has the largest economy in the world at market exchange rates. Being responsible for almost 1/10 of global trade flows, 1/5 of world FDI stock, nearly 1/5 of remittances, and 1/5 of global energy demand, it is a major player in almost every global market. That is why the United States' position as a major trading partner could have a number of effects on the development of other nations, including direct effects from bilateral trade and indirect effects, like a greater influence of American developments on consumer and business confidence in other countries. However, the United States has seen a boost in economic output as a result of foreign direct investments in local businesses that allowed for operations expansion, knowledge acquisition, and access to international production networks. For example, technological transfer and managerial and technical skills. One of the observable benefits of this century-long partnership is the value added from activities of U.S. affiliate corporations in the Philippines in 2019, which was close to $6.5 billion or 1.7% of the country's GDP. These foreign direct investments, FDIs, which are dispersed throughout the nation, aided additionally in rural development. Secondly, local associates of U.S.-based companies have produced high-quality jobs. After growing by 7.7% annually on average since 2011, local affiliates of U.S.-based companies produced 367,200 jobs for Filipino workers in 2019. These positions were primarily created by investments of $1.6 billion in the labor-intensive manufacturing, process management, and information technology business sectors. In addition to increasing the productive potential of the regional businesses in which they made investments, these local affiliates offered greater pay. The average yearly salary of Filipino employees in these companies is $8,800, which is 50% more than the typical annual income of a Filipino family. Thirdly, provision of steady trade surpluses that support the nation's foreign exchange earnings. U.S. export earnings in 2019 amounted to $7.3 billion, or 1.9% of the Philippine GDP, thanks to investments in semiconductor manufacturing, agricultural processing, and information technology and business services. Next, tax income, which aids in funding government social and infrastructure projects. U.S. multinational corporations, MNEs, account for a significant portion of the taxpayer base in the Philippines. In 2019, the Bureau of Internal Revenue listed 45 U.S.-based MNEs among the top 500 annual taxpayers. President Biden has declared that in order to further solidify American support for the Philippines and its place in a free and open Indo-Pacific, the U.S. Agency for International Development would donate an additional $135 million contingent upon congressional approval. The financing was unveiled as part of the United States and Philippines collaboration during a visit by Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to the White House. In order to advance an inclusive and resilient Philippines, this additional funding from USAID will support investment, innovation, and inclusive prosperity in the country, and increase educational opportunities for Filipinos in both countries, as well as speed up the transition to clean energy, environmental protection, health security, disaster preparedness, and other areas. More specifically, the newly announced contribution from USAID will help to 1. Open RAN Interoperability Lab. Pending congressional approval, the United States and the Asia Open RAN Academy will open a brick-and-mortar Open RAN Interoperability Lab in Manila to support the Philippines' 5G rollout, bolster its innovation economy, and give Filipino workers opportunities for digital upskilling. In addition to offering practical training to aspiring and working 5G professionals, the lab will give vendors and operators that are installing Open RAN globally a chance to instruct local engineers on the planning, construction, and management of these networks. The Asia Open RAN Academy, a public-private cooperation of USAID, Regional institutions in the Philippines, corporations like Globe Telecom, Now Telecom, PLDT Smart Communications, and Philippines network operators, as well as global technology businesses, will all collaborate with the lab. 3. Supporting world-class universities in the Philippines. Subject to funding availability, USAID will begin a $30 million higher education partnership to fortify the Philippine educational system and collaborate with Philippine universities to enhance their capacity for innovation, workforce development, and entrepreneurship in areas like faculty development, curriculum development, research, higher education policy and management, and community engagement. Also, American universities work with Philippine institutions through educational alliances to promote research and knowledge sharing in a range of sectors, from renewable energy to medicine. Furthermore, American technology companies work with their Filipino counterparts to promote innovation and generate employment in the rapidly expanding IT sector. Number 4. Promote open and sustainable infrastructure development. USAID will collaborate with Congress to allocate $5 million to assist the Philippine government in expanding the nation's infrastructure, which is essential for boosting the economy and enhancing connectivity. Supporting public-private partnership structures and project preparation for important public infrastructure projects, such as ports, railways, and transportation systems, will be part of this assistance. A stronger emphasis will be placed on stakeholder engagement, transparency, and participation throughout the entire infrastructure project cycle. This expands on the USAID Philippines government cooperation that already exists and strengthens the government's capacity to implement high-quality public investment projects. USG will collaborate closely with the Philippine government to identify these priority projects as part of its technical support. The USA supports infrastructure development projects that assist communities all across the Philippines by generating jobs and promoting economic growth. Number 5. A partner on critical minerals. Subject to congressional approval, USAID will invest an additional $5 million to support increased production of processed minerals and expand downstream mineral industries in the Philippines, including the production of ICT equipment and electric vehicle components, while also improving mining industry governance standards. Support clean energy auctions. In order to bid on a combined 11.6 gigawatts of solar, onshore wind, biomass, and waste-to-energy capacity to be installed between 2024 and 2026, nearly half of the nation's current energy capacity, USAID will collaborate with the Philippines Department of Energy to conduct the country's second round of clean energy auctions. Number 6. Promote climate-resilient water security. Over the next 5 years, $100 million in funding will be mobilized by USAID assistance to improve access to clean drinking water for 1.22 million Filipinos and sanitation services for 710,000 people. Additionally, water management institutions will be strengthened, access to climate-resilient water supply will be increased, water resource management will be improved, and water financing gaps will be addressed. Number 7. Encourage health security and combat tuberculosis. USAID will provide an extra $8 million to support the Philippines' efforts to combat tuberculosis and promote global health security by enhancing the country's laboratory capabilities, disease surveillance, risk assessment, and emergency preparedness. Furthermore, USAID and the Department of Health in the Philippines will collaborate to tackle the dual burden of tuberculosis and non-communicable illnesses. Additionally, USAID will increase its support for the National Tuberculosis (TB) Reference Lab in the Philippines by introducing the use of targeted next-generation sequencing (TNGS) technology. This will enable more thorough and rapid identification of drug-resistance TB (DRTB) strains in the nation, guiding treatment recommendations and aiding in drug resistance surveillance. 8. Build disaster resilience. Building on decades of support, USAID is giving implementing partners Catholic Relief Services, Action Against Hunger, and the UN World Food Program $5.3 million to further strengthen the Philippines' ability to prepare for and respond to disasters at all levels, as well as to increase the resilience of communities that are at risk. This aid will provide targeted support to the most vulnerable coastal communities in the eastern Visayas, Bicol, and Caraga regions, which are frequently the hardest hit by typhoons, by setting up last-mile early warning systems, bolstering household preparedness, and assisting with local disaster risk reduction management planning. The United States of America provides agricultural initiatives in the Philippines with support and resources to enhance farming techniques, boost yields, and guarantee food security for the country. With this additional financing from USAID, the United States continues to demonstrate its commitment to the alliance it has had with the Philippines since 1951. It also capitalizes on the momentum created by their bilateral efforts to improve their shared security, prosperity, and friendship between the two countries. In addition to meeting the growing global challenges of the 21st century, this additional support will help steer U.S. investment that is suited to the requirements of local communities throughout the Philippines. In conclusion, the partnership between the USA and the Philippines is not just about economics. It's about fostering mutual prosperity, strengthening diplomatic ties, and building a better future for generations to come. If you enjoyed watching today's video, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next video.